Welcome to Strategy Battle Gamers to another GBHL YouTube channel video. You're here with your host GBHL James with a very quick hot news video. I'm sure it's going pretty viral across the internet as we speak. I've literally only just seen this now. Someone has gone on to various forums and has started putting up leaked images from the upcoming White Dwarf for some of the new Hobbit Battle of Five Armies miniatures that we are going to be expecting to see first of all. So I'm just going to get some of these pictures that have come up. Obviously we're not going to leak them as the channel, but if you get yourself out amongst the various forums that are out there, you'll see that someone has found the images. So let's talk about some of the things which are about to be released or have been released. Here we go. So the first leaked miniature that I can see here that we are due to get in the next couple of weeks is a new fine cast Tauriel. She's in a little bit of a different pose. I have to say she looks a little bit more like Tauriel than the last one. She is going to be fine cast, or resin as they say at Games Workshop now. She's got her blades down by her side. She's kind of doing a little bit of a side stride pose. I'm sure that you guys will be able to get hold of these images if you're willing to look hard enough. They are now out there, leaked images of the new model. So first up, yeah, new Tauriel. That's going to be one of the first releases that we're going to get. Much better than the plastic version, I have to say, in terms of how she looks. So next up, we've got the Mirkwood Armoured Bowmen. So these are the armoured bowmen that you see in the prologue and that you also see in the new trailer breakdown. So these are the Mirkwoods with those weird kind of helmets that you see. I have to say, they look pretty cool. They do look really cool. They've got some good poses. 3 poses, and they are going to be a resin clamp pack. So that's a resin clamp pack of Mirkwood Armoured Bowmen. Going to be really interesting to see what kind of stat line those guys are going to have. Also, going back to Tauriel, I've also seen that the Tauriel miniature is listed as Tauriel Mirkwood Exile. So it'll be interesting to see if we get a new Tauriel, maybe one with less fate. Who knows? For this new one. And it'll also be interesting to see what these Mirkwood Armoured Bowmen are going to be stat-wise, whether they're going to be very similar to Galadrim or whether they are going to have a way of having a completely new profile. But they are going to be a fine cast clamp pack model set. Next up, we've also got Legolas, Prince of Mirkwood, and for everybody out there who has never been able to get hold of a Legolas on horseback, we now have a foot and mounted Legolas. Now this is rumoured to be nearly £30. The foot model, it looks to me like he's holding Orcrist, so that'll be really interesting to see whether in a new supplement, we are surely going to get a new supplement as a result of looking at some of these images with new profiles. There will definitely is going to be at the very least a Hobbit Battle of Five Armies sourcebook. And yeah, Legolas is holding Orcrist, so that'll be interesting to see if that has an effect on his profile. But he also comes with a mounted version, which is pretty cool. And looking at the pose of this one, I'm not a massive fan of the foot pose, but the on-horse pose looks really cool. Although I have to say I am glad that I have the metal one. So again, another resin miniature there. Next up, we've also got a Mirkwood Armoured Captain. So Mirkwood Advanced? Captain's... Yes, Armoured Captain. So this is clearly a leader for the main Thranduil's main troops of Mirkwood at the Battle of Five Armies. So much more sort of heavily armoured than what you see compared to sort of the Mirkwood Ranger captains. They've got these very interesting weapons as well. It's kind of like a double-handed staff. Think, you know, like Donatello from Ninja Turtles, and then it's got like a blade on each end. So I'm expecting the movies to see lots of sort of twiddling round stuff going on there. He looks like quite a cool mini. He's rumoured to be a resin £12 miniature. So lots and lots of elves to look forward to in this first release. The next image that I'm looking at here Ooh, now who is this? Now we've got some kind of cavalry here. Now I don't know whether this is going to be a Mirkwood Captain cavalry model or some kind of cavalry, but they look really cool. This is looking at these pictures now of this Mirkwood cavalry of some kind. You've got the new Mirkwood kind of look on horse with a blade, and I have to say they are my favourite looking of the new minis so far. However, I cannot see what profile they are. So whether that's captain models on horseback, or whether there is some new elven cavalry, I really don't know. Aha! Now, very, very interestingly here, next up, we've got Mirkwood Armoured Spearmen, and again, it's a clan pack of 3, so very much in the style of the Gundabad Orcs and the Men of Lake Town, where you had like 3 bowmen in one clan pack, 3 swordsmen, and 3 spearmen. It looks like we've got Mirkwood Armoured Spearmen. So these have got they're described as, they've not got the bow or the sword, but they fight with deadly double-headed spears. So that could be interesting to see if there's going to be a special rule for that as a weapon, and how that will work. And again, these guys look pretty cool, I have to say. I personally probably won't be collecting any of these guys because of the cost, for the flying cost, but I suggest you guys get out there, support your Hobbit hobby. So that's really interesting. So I wonder, as I'm scrolling, will we get some Mirkwood Armoured Swordsmen? And there we go. We do. So very, very interesting. So instead of the plastic box set that everybody was hoping for, we are having resin clamp packs of Mirkwood armoured warriors. And you've got the swordsman, you've got the double-headed spearman, and you've also got the bowman in there. So so not necessarily a new 100% bow limit or anything we're looking at there. Could still be 1/3 based on how this is made up. And these guys, they look reasonably similar. Got the same kind of shield as the Palace Guard. But at least now you're going to have a Thranduil's Hall list which can be fully rounded. You know, we've got lots of different types of warrior troops there, a reasonable array of heroes with different options now, which should be interesting to see how they come in. As well as, of course, you've got the Rangers, and you've also got, at the other end of the scale, you've got the Palace Guard, haven't you? So, Mirkwood Armoured Spearmen Clamp Pack. And next up, wow, okay, so this one looks pretty cool. This is our Armoured Thranduil Foot and Mounted. Now, I'm not a huge fan of the foot model, I have to say, although the cape is pretty dynamic, I think the word would be. But the mounted model is gorgeous. Is absolutely gorgeous. But what is very interesting here is that Thranduil is not mounted on the elk. He's mounted on a horse in this picture. So that is very, very interesting indeed. Very interesting indeed. So it makes you wonder just how late a change was that for PJ. And again, I think this foot mounted box is rumoured to be coming in at about £27. But yeah, get out there, have a look at the pictures. I actually think that this one's pretty cool, especially the mounted model. Some of the foot poses for the heroes, not massively a fan of these elves, but let's see what else have we got. And that's it. So guys, that is a very, very, very quick run through of what is circling out there on the internet. I'm not going to put the pictures up myself. I suggest that you go out there and you try and find them if you want to find them. They do exist in various forums already. People have clearly already got eyes on the new White Dwarf releases. So that's my quick breakdown and run through what you guys are going to be expecting for the new Hobbit Battle of Five Armies release. Make sure, as always, that you comment, like, share and subscribe. Support your Hobbit hobby, and happy strategy battle gaming.